Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Kissy. Today I want to do a reading for the collective. Um, so a lot is coming through, but before I began the reading, I heard Spirit say, talk to me before you talk to them. And that could be relevant in your scenario, whether it's someone saying this to you or you saying that to someone else, or maybe this is something that's going on a larger scale. So it can be just that phrase in itself. I don't know, but I got the skulls, so it's like some kind of a group or some sort of secret society. You actually felt the presence of this energy, possibly when you were very still. Stillness speaks. So I'm going to give a good example of something interesting that occurred earlier today. It was, so I was going through a door and I heard this conversation. It was like someone explaining, like it was, something like I drink cacao. And then the person says, you mean coffee? And they were like, cacao. And then right when I went through the door, I actually said, oh shit. And it was because I don't know if I don't remember if it was that I tripped, what it was, but I actually said those words. So the conversation, I was hearing it. But then I say this in out of context. But when you put it to context with that, it kind of came out as if the conversation was that the person's realization of cacao is, oh shit, okay? A miscommunication of a term, of a word. So that was an example of what could be experienced with your divine counterpart at this time, where the communication between the two is a little bit misconstrued, where how you say something is meant very differently than how they say something. How they say the same thing, two different ways of saying the same thing. So this is a very spiritual connection. You could tell that this individual or okay, so your masculine comes through a messenger at times, and the messenger conveys a message of the collective masculine in the sense of the counterpart to your energetic field or whatever you want to call it. Anyways, I'm not going to get into all of those little things, but I do have this message from the masculine, and it is, Today I've Fallen in Love Again. It's a song by Frankie Negron. So the name Frank could be significant, but more so, I did also get Puerto Rico could be significant. So these are the lyrics. I thought I was dying when she abandoned me. I thought my life, it had no value. I felt desolate, destroyed, defeated. I felt like I was sinking more and more in my pain. I cried for so many nights, like a child without control, and repeating his name. I believe he's saying repeating his name like God in a certain way. I fell asleep in the sun. I got lost in a strange world. I changed for a stranger. But everything happens one day. I'm me again. and I fall in love again, and I feel like living, and I want to give love to the fullest. Regaining my health, today I feel like a new man. So the masculine, it just feels like feeling alive again. It's like realizing that there was a something that they had to let go. Whatever they let go felt to them like it was long overdue, outdated, in a way that felt it was just I think it was a realization of, why am I holding on to something that they're redirecting my attention to, there's this tree right out here, and it looks like a mushroom, and it looks like it has a sad face. It's really cute though, because it has red and yellow leaves, so it's mostly green. Okay, so it looks like a little treezoid. I don't know what you would call it, but it's so cute. He's like it sounds funny, but it's not funny, because I know it sounds crazy. But have you ever seen, like, when you look at clouds and you see images? Okay, so when I look over at trees, like last night I looked out my window and I looked at one of the trees that had this image of a woman's face. But she had more of like a stern look in her face. She was like mother energy, very like protective and just like on watch or something. And then this one looks like a pouty, grumpy masculine, but that he's sad. Oh my lord. Okay, let me think here. All right, back to it. Wait, because there was something else about the grumpy masculine. Okay, well, I think that'll be all, folks, in terms of that. Today, I've fallen in love again. So, the regaining his health. Today, I feel like a new man. I feel like there was so much more I wanted to say on that, but I'll let it go. I'll let it go for now. All right, so Divine Feminine. The energy that came through for the feminine is Mariah Carey, Fantasy. And I'm not singing it. So it says, when you walk by every night, talking sweet and looking fine, I get kind of hectic inside. I'm so into you, darling, if you only knew all the things that flow through my mind. But it's just a sweet, sweet fantasy, baby. When I close my eyes, you come and you take me. It's so deep in my daydreams, but it's just a sweet, sweet fantasy. This is the part that's interesting. Images of rapture creep into me slowly. As you're going... See, it says, as you go into my head, I guess they meant to say, as you go into my head, and my heart beats faster when you take me over time and time again. Can I say that again? Sure. Okay. Images of rapture creep into me slowly as you're going into my head, and my heart beats faster when you take me over time and time and time again. Okay, the spiritual connection, there's something else. The realization, Divine Feminine. It's almost like with this masculine, for better or for worse, in a way. You know the feeling like where one person can do something and you just cannot, you're like, no, I don't like that. This person can do it, and for some reason, and it's like, it doesn't affect you in the same way. So from this individual in particular, There's a certain energy that doesn't affect you the way it may have with another individual. There's another concept of this, like, oh, is that something that the masculine would even want? Okay, because okay. This high priestess was staring. She's like kind of, now I don't want to say lurking, but this is almost very similar to the tree that I saw out of my window last night. It was the same kind of vibe, like, I'm here. I'm here. Yes, okay. The eerie conversation. It felt, I don't want to say eerie, because that sounds negative, but it was, let's call it a very spiritual experience that occurred. Or let's say maybe a very out of the ordinary experience that may have occurred. The conversation was a divine masculine with a divine feminine, and the conversation had to do mostly with him thanking her, giving his goodbyes, but his goodbyes were more like he can't trust, but it had to do like it wasn't, let me see if maybe this will trigger my memory real quick. Oh yeah, he kept saying, you can't come with me. Okay? Like, you can't go with him. And you're like, okay, whatever. But it's like he's been struggling, and I pretend that you don't mean that much. So it's like, so this is a masculine that's like struggling, just in general, okay? This person is just struggling, perhaps just coping with some sort of loss. Maybe that song, as we were talking about, it was like he's giving us a backstory in regards to this, it's like he's just now falling in love with his life again. After thinking he was dying, after thinking he was abandoned, after thinking, that his life had no value, feeling desolate, destroyed, defeated. Like, I mean, this man was just in pure pain, sinking. Okay? A lot of crying, no control, just looking for some solace in a strange world. It's like his whole life he changed it for someone he didn't even know. But now, do you know like the gratitude of being yourself again after having lost yourself in someone else? Libras understand that very well. Some Aries may understand that just as well. It's like the appreciation of your freedom from someone's control over you. And it's not like they're doing it perhaps even on purpose, or maybe even that's their motive. It could simply be that their ways are too limiting for your ways, and you want to be more present. You want to be more in the flow of whatever the connection is. You want to be very much, I feel, connected in a larger scope space. But the feminine seems to, oh, okay. A Gemini or a Sagittarius energy here may have, I just sort of dropped out of the race, or maybe just walked away from a situation that they were no longer attached to. Okay. So this, I realize it's called In the Shadows Oracle. There's a reason I knew I didn't really care too much. Sorry to the person that did this deck. I just feel that it's an unbalanced deck because it's only focused on the shadow. So it's like the conversation never has a real positive tone, I can promise you. And it's like, I don't want to deal with a person that's just always in the shadow. So you could be feeling the same way, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. Like, it's one thing, I understand the shadow. I can experience, live within those realms or whatever, behind the veil. I can be in the background. I don't, but I don't have to live there all the time. Oh. The song came out earlier today, or was that yesterday? Another One Bites the Dust. Dun, dun, dun. All right, and I got Capricorn or Cancer here. So I don't know if these energies are you saying it or thinking it or experiencing it, or this is what is of you kind of energy. So just relevant to those signs, okay? It could just come through for those signs. So there is a victory, however. Some sort of success that you were not anticipating, some sort of accolades for where you've been and where you're heading, leading the way, kind of like in a more recognized, but it's like it's because you've balanced out. Your purpose with your actions. Okay. Was there anything else to add to this message? Okay, the silence, stillness speaks. Oh, okay. So there could be a lot of clearing of, like there was an energy where it finally was, like you could actually walk away from a certain energy that you're not reacting in the same way to it. Oh my gosh. Okay, that felt good. But I almost dropped my glasses, which I was using to read the screen, and I forgot to take them off. Okay. All right, guys, we have here 50 Shades of Gray. So, okay. FYI, the masculine could be feeling a little bit like if his boundaries are being crossed and he's not very comfortable with it, okay? Your energy has kind of surrounded him, Divine Feminine, like a blanket. But at the same time, it does kind of create a sense of maybe a little bit of instability, fear of some kind, uncertainty. Yeah, he was not familiar that you do have this darker side, that you do have your, half witch, half white lighter. In other words, your healing side, there is a dark side to be a healer, and you have this energy about you that makes this masculine very unsettled. So it almost feels like Three's Company. Okay, so I feel like I'm allowed to say the conversation now, which is it feels to this masculine at some times like your presence is too much within his actual space, that it makes him feel like three is a crowd. But I think through time, the masculine has become a little bit aware of what that energy kind of represents between the two of you and how it's meant to be applied. Okay, and it has to do with night. It has to do with the space of darkness, perhaps, or within the nighttime, the energy at the night, and how you adjust yourself in that space of the unknown. So I feel like this masculine wants to know if you're lonely. Are you lonesome tonight? This masculine is feeling rather lonely, especially at nighttime when they think about you, when they consider the times that they have spent with you or the times that they could have spent with you that they did not. So are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart? So this melancholic energy, okay, and perhaps there is a space clearing that's going on here, so that there could be more of a focus on cherishing the day. Okay, cherishing the day. And then we have, again, focus on the day, focus on the brighter side of things, focus on the positive. Yes, your emotions matter. Your emotions matter. Even if they are sad, find the joy in that sadness. It's like the emotions matter for like they drop their mic kind of energy, like this is it, you know, your emotions, yes, they matter. And so when you have these positive emotions, you create your positive space. But there is something positive to be said about the night. I guess maybe there's a connotation that night has to be dark, that has to be wrong, bad, scary, you know, anything I guess you could say of a negative connotation. Somebody might not like going into their feelings because they're like very, they're not comfortable, I guess, maybe with, we have a Taurus or a Scorpio energy here. Privacy matters, things of intimacy could, maybe they don't like issues with the concept of a third party being involved. This is a person that probably really just wants it to be. There's a thing about not having individuals involved. Maybe this is just a private person or a person that just wants to cherish the day by spending quality time with you. Okay. Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? This masculine could be a life path 3. They could be very creative, very fun. They could be somebody that likes to be very social. And perhaps that's who they actually really are. And maybe when, maybe they went through a phase or maybe because they're used to being that way, jovial, so to speak, or the life of the party, or very fun, or very energetic. It's different for them to not be that. So something could have, that situation from their past could have occurred and changed their way of behaving in some way. Okay. Oh my goodness. Again, serious? Are you lonesome tonight? It cannot be. Space, 50 Shades of Grey. No, it cannot be. I feel like somebody is saying, cherish the day. It's the exact same cards. Page, half-witch. You saw me shuffle them, right? With the exception that we do have the Count of Monte Cristo. And the Count of Monte Cristo, why is it showing up? It could be that there was a karmic situation of some injustice of karmic nature was like returned to sender. I feel like some karmic was trying to keep you in a cycle of seeking like revenge, or of staying kind of victimized by some injustice. However, it was like returned because that person was somehow trying to connect themselves to you or to your resources, or somehow they were trying to bind themselves with your energy. Why? Because they were X'd out of your space. This person was trying to, or they were X'd out of your resources. It's almost like this person was, this could be that you were, it could have been a marriage that was dissolved, okay? A dissolution of marriage. But that person was still trying to remain attached to your resources, or to you as like energetically, as if you're still their spouse, okay? And that was like so that you can stay in the cycle. As long as you're in the cycle, you never focus on the day, you never focus on the new that's entering your experience. It's like it tries to keep you in some kind of like reset mode. So either they experienced another side of you, or you're masculine. Okay, so spirit, okay, that's your masculine story was over there. And when this new card that was added on to this, you saw that I shuffled, but they all fell out again. Now the only difference is this kind of Monte Cristo, and I feel like that's the energy that was trying to be attached to you in some way. So this is where you're supposed to be focused on, and this is what was trying to get attached to you, that was either trying to keep you from experiencing this energy. And maybe that's what the sad tree outside is about. The grumpy face. Somebody feels grumpy, like bitter. Maybe it's just a baby. Maybe there's is there a sad baby? I hope there's not a sad baby right now. Oh, okay. I'm gonna make a confession. I've received like images sometimes, and I'll see my child might like be unhappy in the moment, and I'll text the teacher. I'll be like, hey, just checking in. Is my child doing all right today? Everything good? And it just so happens that it'll be like some kind of incident would actually occur that isn't okay. I'll give one example. I remember my eldest child, when he was very small, like I would say like maybe just 2, 3 months old. I called they called her Nana. She was a daycare, and she was very much a Nana to the kids. And so I called her and I said, hey, I don't know, I had this dream. And then I'm like, and I just thought about it again. So I called her and I let her know, can you just keep an eye on him? And as I'm talking to her, I think she opens the door to the backyard, and her daughter, who was part of the daycare team, she's like, hey, I just want to, mom is calling to check on the baby. And then she said to keep an eye on him, that he doesn't get hurt. And right as she was asking, the daughter's face is like in shock, because another little kid came over and had a toy and had just kind of hit my, 2, 3 month old child, like on the side of the head, like on the back. It wasn't even hard. It was like, the baby just came over and like that, whatever, and almost tapped, and, she kind of cleared it, but it was enough to scare my son to the point that he cried. And they were like shocked because of the timing. It was like so precise. The warning that came through was specific, and did it stop the incident from occurring? Not so much, but it was enough to validate the connection and the knowing. So again, are you lonesome tonight? I feel like maybe somebody is really, someone just feels lonely. Maybe they don't feel that connection. And this, now my example of the connection of mother and son doesn't necessarily mean the same dynamic, okay? This could be a dynamic between the masculine and the feminine, as lovers, divine partners, not necessarily parent-child connection that I'm talking about. But I mean, it could be maybe you're masculine, maybe you divine feminine, maybe you're feeling an energy of either a child missing you missing a child, or you missing a parent, or a parent missing you. So there's one of those dynamics is there's someone that's feeling a little bit sad. And it says, I can feel it. Who's saying that they can feel it? I can feel it. And you drive me crazy. I feel like this masculine can actually feel your seductive energies. They know you're very passionate, especially with them. Whether you're just, as a divine feminine, you just exude the energy you exude, right? But there's a certain kind of energy that is, I guess, more potent when your masculine is in the vicinity. For others, this driving me crazy could be someone that they just separated from, someone in their energy that was really affecting them. So they're either not talking to this person, they had to separate from this person. This could just be someone that was really getting under their skin, really distracting them and keeping them from, from either seeing the truth. Yeah. I was going to say distracting them from their purpose, but it's distracting them from seeing the truth. Could be someone that's a draconian starseed. when I think of the draconian starseed, I do personally think of earth signs. I could be wrong, but I mean, take that with a grain of salt. I mean, if it resonates, it resonates. But for me, when I think of the lizard people, I think of people, and not to say that that the Virgos, Capricorns, or Taurus are strictly that, but the earth elements have that very, lizard-like, dragon-like, dinosaur-like vibe. It feels slow, old, and it feels, meaning like an energy that you've known, like very earthy, or very like, anyway, I think I'm getting too detailed in it, I don't know. The Syrian starseed. So either the person that's driving your person crazy that they had to separate from, or perhaps maybe you had to separate or stop talking to someone. This person may have been a draconian, just felt like they were pulling on your energy maybe too much. There's also a Syrian starseed. This could be, you may have experienced technological issues of some sort. I associate the Syrian starseed with Uranus energies to some degree, but also I think they might be associated to Taurus. Regardless, this is what's coming through for me. If it doesn't resonate with you, please do not. I've read that the books of, the star seeds say that this energy is like this and that energy is like that. I'm just letting you know. To me, I associate this, the Syrian star seed, with technologies. And the way that I see it is like, those, I guess you could say, the situation that's going on in the Northeast of the United States at this time with technologies and radio waves being where people are hearing things through the radio waves. That experience is more interstellar than it is extraterrestrial. There's a lot of illusion and confusion being created, I think, in regards to this. So I think I'll leave it like that in terms of that information. Okay, is there anything else? Okay, I think I want to do this now. Feel free to stay as long as you want, because I know you can get busy. But regardless, when I get, like, what I've noticed is that I want to like speed through it, because I think, nobody wants to just sit through, like, people just want to get the message and move on, you know what I mean? So I try to do it that way, but then there's times where certain messages cannot be expressed so black and white. It requires a little bit more than that. Someone could be very grateful. They could be working out, getting very, getting back in shape in the sense of how they feel within their own body. Like just doing whatever it takes to feel better. Like they're starting a healthier version of themselves. Whether it's just being more conscientious of how they're eating or what they're eating, or how they're feeling within their body and what they do to make their body feel more at ease. And I think there's a gratitude for the, I think, opportunity. It feels like some masculine, could be feminine, but I think it's the masculine, that there's this gratitude. A gratitude for an opportunity, like a second chance. It feels like a second chance to, like, I don't know if it's maybe a do-over, but it feels like, it just feels like a whew, you know, like, like a close call. There you go. It was like something was like a close call, and then, you know, they get this opportunity, and it's like, oh my God, like saved by the bell or by the nick of time. I don't know. Take that as you will. Ooh, okay. I feel like a Taurus or Scorpio, again, this time I heard was knocked out of the race or moved, maybe taken to this, put to the side. Remember, it doesn't have to be those energies, but I mean, you'll either see it play out or you won't, you know, and I don't like to make it super duper specific because they are general readings, and I don't want, you know, I'm not speaking to one person, I'm speaking to a collective. So I can't, unless I'm told to specify, it's very specific. I like to keep it general. All right. So, I don't know why I fixed that when I was going to pick them up again. So I'm going to do across the board. And I think I might do it in a way that is a little bit more cohesive, as we say. Okay, is there something everywhere? Why am I missing something? Am I missing something here, people? Oh. I misplaced something. Okay, so something is not missing, it's just misplaced. If you're looking for, it's like something, it's either at work, or it could be like, you know, like when you have like those dreams where you're like, oh my God, it's like, I know there's a piece of that dream that I'm supposed to remember, I just can't quite. Somebody could be feeling that at this moment. Like this masculine could be feeling like they have a memory of a dream, but they can't quite put their, you know, like their finger on it. Oh, I heard finger licking good. That's all. Okay, so, okay. Two revolvers in the first house of the study. So this is the house of Aries. Aries energy. There's, the gun represents the fourth house. This is the home. And it's study. So you're either studying yourself in the home, but again, it's like studying your sun and your moon. So Aries could be very much, if you're not necessarily studying, you've really learned who you are. You've manifested. Do you see how it's like it's popping out of the card, kind of feeling like 3D? Didn't we say this before? Deja vu. Like, didn't this already occur in a previous reading? Where it's like your moon manifesting into the physical, your emotions, like how you feel about yourself. It's also that your sun and moon feel very much aligned. Like you might have done like some regression therapy, or you may have done a lot of review, a lot of reflection, a lot of dealing with your shadow, in order to manifest as above so below, so that as within so without, what you see is what you get kind of energy. Typical Aries, like Aries doesn't like to play games. Like I am whatever you say I am. What I said it like Popeye, but it's an Eminem song. Isn't his nemesis what's his name? Brutus or Brutus. Popeye and Brutus, they are one and the same. In other words, the shadow, the Popeye would be the sun, and his nemesis is his shadow side. Always trying to control Olive Oil. Always trying to possess her or to challenge Popeye. Popeye the Sailor Man. So maybe the Navy could be significant at this time. This masculine can feel very anchored in who he is as well, Divine Feminine. Your masculine can feel very, if your masculine is an Aries, he can feel very much anchored in who he is. And he's very in touch with his Divine Feminine, his inner feminine. So he's aware of the qualities that attract him in a feminine. And you seem to fit the bill. In other words, you're a match to who he is. It's like your dark side is a match for him, but also he's not about he's not intimidated. He's challenged by it in a seductive way. It's like this Aries masculine cannot get enough of especially when your darkness isn't it's like it's not attacking him necessarily. And even if it did, I think he would take on the challenge, but because he's empathetic. But it's almost like he likes riding the bull. I heard he likes riding the bull when it comes to your energy, in terms of like feeling like he knows how to manage your fire. He loves it. It's like a turn on for him. Okay, moving forward. Taurus. So we have the ballroom with the lead pipe. And then we also have Taurus or Scorpio energy. But this is the second house. This is, if you're dealing with a Taurus, this masculine there's a severed connection, emotional connection. Okay, this masculine was I feel like they had some kind of entity that was attached to them. They could have been dealing with the Scorpio that was very dark energies. Okay, you could have been dealing with the Taurus energy if this is your energy. Okay, Divine Feminine, that was keeping you attached spiritually in some kind of physical. They were keeping you emotionally attached to them. Let's look into that a little bit real quick. Is there anything we can clarify? If you're dealing with a Taurus energy, there's a severed connection, whether you severed it, or if you're a Taurus, you severed a connection, or one was severed with you. Okay, and this energy has to do with, it was a toxic, spiritual connection. It was emotionally Oh, look at that. It could be a life path 2. So it was very emotional, and I think it took something to do with a baby. So there could have just been a lot of overwhelming emotions because of a child. Great accomplishment. Okay. What's the great accomplishment about? The Hall in reverse. Okay. So this, let's say the great accomplishment is releasing yourself from this person's toxic attachment to you. So what I'm getting is, if you're dealing with a Taurus, or if you are, okay, take the role in the way that it is, okay, for you. There was someone that was trying to stay emotionally attached, either with a Taurus or a Taurus was trying to do this with you. Either you were doing this. Why do I feel like I have to keep repeating it that way? I don't know why. This person, you guys had different values altogether. They were just trying to attach themselves to your money, or they were just trying to attach themselves somehow to the resources that you have. Okay, there was a lot of emotional drainage that was happening. Either because this person was acting like a baby, or had to do with a baby, the pressures of having a baby. It was overwhelming. There was something to do with emotional overwhelming that was somehow draining this energy, that was affecting the resource, the money. And it was a great accomplishment. So either you overcame this energy with a life path 2, or you're a life path 2 and you're very emotionally attuned and you can handle this person's energy, but they couldn't handle their own. They were doing a lot of projecting onto you, possibly. If this was you dealing with this karmic energy, or if this was your masculine dealing with a karmic feminine that they were dealing with, it's a great accomplishment for them to have kind of overcome this energy, to have mastered it in some way, either by realizing that they're no longer an adversary, or how do they call that? Formidable adversary. I don't know if I said that right. You know what I mean? Like this person doesn't feel challenged by that anymore. They've overcome it. So that was the Taurus energy. So moving on to the third house, Gemini energies, which we have here a Virgo or a Pisces energy with Mayor Green. This is Scorpio. So if you're dealing with a Gemini, they may be very secretive at this time, or they may be, I guess, how do you say, rubbing shoulders with politicians even. Maybe they are working a network within their surroundings of some sort. They're working some secret deal. So if you're dealing with a Gemini, they're probably very quiet right now, surprisingly quiet to some, or just very busy in their environment, negotiating. And I mean, it doesn't have to actually be politicians, but it's people with like. It's very financial. Financial. Do we need to clarify anything else on that? There might be some interference and with the base chakra. So maybe some issues, what's interfering. There might be some interference when it comes to being rooted in this plan or manifesting this plan. Perhaps because of a relationship or a commitment, or getting married, or engaged. Okay. I'm also getting that this healing, did I just say healing? Okay, body matters, because whatever this negotiation or dealings, either with politicians or financiers or something to that effect, that this Gemini is doing, it might be maybe investing in like a gym, or investing in some health product, or investing in some kind of body matters. I don't know, something to do with the physical body of some sort, whether it's healing or improving, or shifting the narrative in regards to body matters. I don't know. All right, I think that's all. The defense rests. I don't know. That's how I heard it. Okay, so moving on. We have in the 4th house Dr. Orchid in reverse in the conservatory, but what was over here? Hold on. Did I just push something over? No, I did not. Wasn't I supposed to have a tool there? I don't know. I don't think so, but okay. Whatever. Dr. Orchid in reverse in the conservatory. So there could be a mother figure that's that left a home, or is leaving a home, or maybe like this could be just as simple as like mom is not visiting. Mom ain't visiting us for Christmas this year, kids. Okay, fine. We'll ask. We'll ask. What's going on with Cancer? Cancer energies. Why is mom not coming home for Christmas? Now, it feels like mom might have new plans. Ooh. Piper and Leo. Charm. Maybe the charmed life. Maybe mom is either taking a honeymoon, or she's taking some time away. Like when I say honeymoon, I feel like a renewal of vows kind of thing, or you know, like a romantic getaway with so if this is you, divine feminine, your masculine, maybe you're putting down the mom energy, and you're spending some quality time with your partner. If this is the masculine, he could have arranged for you to not have to have any responsibilities in the home, so that you can dedicate time to your man. He's like, he could be a Leo, FYI, but the reason I say that's because it's Piper and Leo. I mean, he could just want you to dedicate time to him, to his passions, to like, he'll take care of you as long as you're taking care of him. Oh, joining and merging. So I did say it's like a second honeymoon. I mean, maybe it's just an actual union. Maybe you're getting married. Maybe you and your masculine are coming together. Somebody had an aha moment. Maybe your masculine had a moment about you and realized you are a superstar. And I'm sorry if I'm giving away the message, but maybe they're proposing A new year. I didn't say it. Two peas in a pod, okay? Even when you drive them crazy, they think you are like the ideal person. There is no confusion and no illusion about that whatsoever. Okay? Okay, Cancer, that was yum yum. Let's see what's going on with Leo. Leo energies, 5th house. We have Mr. Green and we have the rope. So in the dining room with the rope and Mr. Green, 5th house. So what do we have here? Well, looky what we have here. That's Biff. So that's a bully energy. So Mr. Green is a Taurus energy that's attached to this Leo or to a child. There's an attachment either there's a commitment to this Leo. If you're dealing with the Leo, you're committed to them. There's a lot of the connection is related in terms of like you're connected economically somehow. Maybe like you're codependent financially. Maybe not codependent, but or maybe this masculine is just very open with you financially to the point like, you know, you're my wife, what's mine is yours kind of energy. But it's just commitment, okay? Hold that thought. Now it's getting juicy. I want to know more. There's a lot of sexual energy also in this connection. Someone is either playing the offense. What does that mean? Like they're just being more passive in the connection. This person could be a draconian. So yeah, they could come across as maybe dry, but they're very passionate. Oh. A special event. Game of Thrones. Okay. This person is like in, I feel like, I don't want to say competition mode, but it feels like competition mode. Like they want to, they want it to be known that they're committed to you or that you're their person. Talking to the moon. Bruno Mars. So we do have 8th house energies with the rope here and Mars. So like I said, like very passionate, but there's a lot of like, this connection is very affectionate, very nurturing. This person sees you as their queen, their goddess, whatever you want to call it, like their counterpart. Even though they come across as I don't want to say offensive. Why did I say it like that? But they're like well, I guess like they're on the offense. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a protection mechanism. This person really wants to. They're very passionate about you. Like if they can be in bed with you all day, they would be. So the antitrust came out in reverse. So this person actually does have a lot of trust for you. You might think that they don't trust you or that they think that you don't trust them or something. No, there's a lot of trust. The Arcturian starseed could be significant. I can't really say much about the Arcturian starseed. I would have to like do some research, but take that with a grain of salt as you will. A return to love. So maybe this person Maybe they're maybe they do have Arcturian energy that's very prominent in their chart in some way. But what I'm thinking, return to love, like maybe they realize that they have to return to love. In other words, they got to stop playing this offense with you in some ways. If you're dealing with the Leo, I guess that's the energy you're dealing with. Or if you're a Leo, this might be the energies that you're experiencing with your person. All right, moving on. Virgo. Virgo, we have Aries or Libra energy with the lead pipe. I feel like this lead pipe was in the 4th house, Cancer's reading, okay? But it was moved to Virgos, so that could be significant. Like something that was in the home is now being moved to the job. Take that as you will. So we have here the study in the billiard room with the lead pipe and Aries Libra energy. So there is something maybe perhaps that you do at home you're going to be doing in a work environment. This could be you or your person, okay? You could be dealing with an Aries or a Libra person, but this is someone you're very connected to spiritually. This is someone that either has learned you or wants to learn with or of you. Or okay, Virgo. I feel like you know yourself very well. So when you know yourself, you know your partner, especially when you feel a spiritual connection to them. You know it inside out. But I feel like there may have been a situation that was once a home matter, is no longer your issue. Okay, you're I feel like a lot of the things that you think okay, you're very creative, Virgo, and you've probably been in environments that utilize your intellectual manners more than they do your creativity, because you're so much more efficient in those things. So you've been creating yourself, you've been balancing yourself, you've been manifesting the dream version of who you are, the ideal version of yourself. You've healed by discovering who you are, and because you've done so, now your creative energy is showing much more potent, and that creativity is opening opportunities for you. Let's get a little more for Virgo. And this could be, if you're dealing with a Virgo, this could be the energy that they are going through, okay? Where the passion for who they are and what they really, how they are able to connect with you even becomes a lot more tangible, because it's coming through a space that is more who they are when they're alone. Now they're able to bring that where, when they're not alone, when they're in the workplace, that part that was once private can now be in the workplace, because it's a craft of some sort, a skill that is your creativity. The South energy could be significant. This is also the creative and fame energy. You could, whatever you're working on, Virgo, can make you famous if you're focused on some creative project. You're being asked also to rest so that you can feel the presence of maybe your own love. if not that of your divine partner, might have felt the presence of your love in their environment at work. Something about they felt your presence there. Something occurred that made them feel like if they were interacting with you. There's some things, either somebody's mannerisms, and it's not personal, like they're now attracted to another person at work, because no, but something that's unique to you, they're seeing it kind of in their work environment in some way. You're being asked perhaps to do a spiritual bath now in this Gemini full moon, perhaps energy. Get involved in more extracurricular activities when it comes to your creativity. Perhaps what you're doing has to do with music, musical notes. Perhaps you're marching to the beat of your own drum in a sort of way. And that's part, I think you've accepted that that's part of the facts of life. It's like you could be really good at something, but if it's no longer feeling like it's fulfilling your life, okay, you're looking for a more supernatural experience of within your day-to-day life. All right, that's Virgo's energy. Let's see what's going on with Libra. Libra, partnership is heavy on your mind. Could be with a Capricorn or a Cancer. Could be with, again, focused on balancing your partnership or balancing your work. But that's the highlight, or seeking justice when it comes to your partnership or your job, or what you're known for, what your status is. I feel like you may have experienced an earth initiation. It could have been like upgrading what you do for how to attain the things that you need in life. Archangel Michael could have been protecting you at this time from envious people that were seeking to challenge and oppose you. It could be because of your aura, or they were trying to attack your aura. Oh, we have the Handmaid's Tale, or maybe, let's get into that. The Handmaid's Tale. It seems that you may have been in some kind of relationship. It could have even been some karmic. No, never mind. Scratch that. Not karmic, okay? It was an earth initiation. You were put in some kind of partnership, either with someone, either to improve your status or to improve your relationships. You're being protected by Archangel Michael. And I guess it was somehow, it was maybe to protect your aura when it comes to relationships of some sort, okay? But now this is the Handmaid's Tale. I feel like you were, I don't know if this was spiritually being used or if this was actually I feel like there was a couple that could not have a child. And because they could not have a child, they were seeking to have you bear one for them. Now, it could be as a surrogate mother. It could be as a creative project that you will initiate and work and do, and they would be the investors of some sort, okay? Partners for you to do this. Oh my. Something about in the aura. Now, the Handmaid's Tale does have a negative connotation in the storyline of what it is, but in this case, that's what I'm getting. It could also be that there's something you do that's handmade, and whatever you make is very, it can make you either a lot of money, or people want to partner with you, or this masculine that you're dealing with. Maybe getting initiated in the physical body to your energy, like in real time. Like they can feel like a hands-on experience of your energy. Why are you surprised? You have powerful energy, Libra. When you are connected to someone, they feel you because you feel them. They feel you when they're open to it. And this masculine is open to your energy and they feel it. Anything else we can add to this for Libra energy? So this is if you're a Libra or you're dealing with a Libra. Yeah, very, very, very passionate energy. Very, ooh. You're very, potent. Hold that thought. What's the other, what's the right? You have a lot of creative energy in you, okay? So we'll leave it like that. Libra. Let's go to Scorpio. We have the wrench in the 8th house with Solicitor Peacock. So you might be getting solicited to explore your sexuality or to fix a situation when it comes to a group. You might be getting asked or being persuaded to adjust to keeping some group hidden, or to fix this information. This is like huge information that's being kept behind the scene, behind the veil. If you might be dealing with an Aquarius. If you're a Scorpio, this is your reading, you could be dealing with an Aquarius. If your person is a Scorpio, you might be this Aquarius, or they're dealing with a group that's fixing things for them behind the scenes. Something is complete. Oh no, something is not over, because whatever they're fixing behind the scenes, it has to be seen in the light. It has to be exposed. So it's not complete until it's physically tangible. So you might be dealing with Divine Feminine. This masculine might be working on something behind the scenes that he is not going to stop working on until it's manifest. Same thing when we had this Aries energy manifesting as within, so without. They've balanced as well. This Scorpio energy is balancing their internal with their external. They've either balanced or they are adjusting to manifest whatever they've worked on, whatever they're working on with this group behind the scenes. Do we need clarity on what they're working on? What are they working on? I just heard, what's the juicy gossip? Ooh, Phoebe and Cole. Oh my God. Stop it. Jesus, Scorpio. Oh. Listen, this could have been a very passionate love affair. This could have been a very deliciously spicy and just juiciest, delicious, most intoxicating, passionate, truly, truly loving. But what made it so passionate and so irresistible and so, so yum yum is that it was evil. So there's a purging and a releasing of toxic issues and traits. I feel like Scorpio might need to release this, or if you're dealing with a Scorpio, this is what they're doing behind the scenes, trying to release or purge toxic issues, because their energy, what makes them so attractive is this mystery, but it's so toxic. No offense. Not all. The ones that haven't really done their inner work, okay, that don't really know how to use that energy to manifest creativity. And like we mentioned before, there is masculines that are doing that work, but there is a particular masculine here working with a group behind the scenes, and they're not going to stop until they clear this, until they purge this energy. And that's going to be part of their earth, as I said, their earth initiation, but it could just be that they're going to be working with an earth sign, Taurus, almost said Gemini, maybe a Gemini, but Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They could also be working with the life path 3 if they're not the life path 3, but that's the energy. The 3 energy is going to be, it's to create something without the toxicity attached to it in some ways. So there's going to be like that creative energy that's very, very potent, very strong. They are adjusting, and it's a group effort, I hear. I don't know what that's about, but I mean, and I just heard the power of 3 will set us free, because what did it take for when Phoebe and Cole were together? He tried to, when he met her as this demon trying to tear down the power of 3 of the sisters. He fell in love with Phoebe, and she was hopelessly in love with him, and he knew it, and he played on it. But he couldn't resist, so he tried to play both sides, pacify the demon side, the source of all evil, pacify that, but also protect the love of his life, who is, a witch that's doing her work to protect good, the good of all, so to speak. So he figures that the best way to do it is to become the source of all evil himself, because at least then he can control the underworld, and he can make sure that the underworld doesn't harm whoever he wants to protect. But it turns out that he cannot do that. He gets consumed by the source of all evil, because you cannot take on that kind of power without having an anchor in real love. And now he ended up getting cast into some weird reality of, it was like a special kind of hell for him. But eventually, he did to some extent redeem himself, but that aspect, he had to be banished. He had to be banished, because when he created a child with Phoebe, that child almost overtook Phoebe, so she ended up losing that child. She couldn't create because everything that was, the magic that was coming through was becoming evil because of the seed of evil that he planted. So the only way that she can release herself was to banish him. And the only way that he can rest in peace was by accepting banishment. So, I don't know if that applies to you or the person you're dealing with, but that's the energy that's showing up. Okay? Okay. The lounge. We have candlestick. So, Sagittarius. We have the sword, the candlestick, the 9th house. So you might be communicating with a partner, or your person might be communicating with you. Maybe you thought that this dynamic was over, but there is communication that's coming through. So let's see, Sagittarius, if you're dealing with the Sagittarius, what is this energy? Or a truth. Wait. I just saw 10 things I hate about you and dependency. I feel like that you may have let go of a dependency to somebody that you just could not get along with. Okay. So if you're dealing with the Sagittarius or you're the Sagittarius, there's fine dining experience. You might, somebody might be asking you out on a date or just asking you, let's go out to dinner. Ooh, a masquerade ball. Maybe you're going to some fine dining experience like a masquerade ball, maybe like a holiday event where everybody dresses up. That would be fun. This person still believes that you guys can have a connection. Perhaps this person that's going to communicate with you, that wants to talk to you, or that's going to share some truth with you. Maybe that's the truth that they want to tell you, is that they still believe. Hold on. You look in my eyes and I get emotional inside. I know it's crazy, but you still can touch my heart. And after all this time, you think that I wouldn't feel the same. The time melts into nothing and nothing's changed. They still believe that someday you guys can have a connection again. You'll find yourselves in love again. So this is obviously a past life person in your life. They still believe that they can make it happen, and they want to do something so romantic, like a gesture, like take you on a date, fine dining, masquerade ball. But I'm also getting, like, be careful. The truth is that this person could be wearing a mask, and they just want to have the experience of you, which is a fine dining experience, just so you know. So I'm not trying to be negative, but I got to give you both sides of the spectrum. So, because look, you're looking at the candlestick, two sides of the spectrum. For a relationship, you have to be able to see both sides, the positive and the negative. So the truth is that yes, this person wants to, maybe invite you out to a beautiful dining experience, maybe perhaps even a travel experience, fly you out, go out to dinner, go to a nice masquerade ball. It could just be a place where, just a bunch of people you barely know, like as it is when you go to a nice restaurant, it's like beautiful people everywhere, dressed up nice, and you never know who you're going to meet. But there's something to do with this masquerade. Gilligan's Island, this person might want to isolate you. Now, don't be afraid. Don't get triggered. It could simply be like in South Beach. I know this isn't the beach time. We're in winter season. But I forget what it was called, but it's in South Beach. You get on jet skis and you drive, I mean, you just go so far into the ocean, and eventually you end up in these little islands, and they have bars and music, and you just hang out. I mean, it's like you're in your own little island. So I'm getting like something of this kind of magnitude. Like it'll just be like a very fun date, very exotic, or very really out there. Perhaps this could be like in the Southwest. I'm hearing Rosarita. Could be maybe in, you know, South California. But the Southwest area could be significant. This person really loves your positive vibes. They feel like you charge them. You give them a lot of energy. And that's what's central about this story, so to speak. You are like the center of their... You take center stage in their life. So you're being asked to cleanse your energy, perhaps to protect it from a group, a secret society. They might kind of like be wanting to attach themselves to your positive energy, to your abundant energy. They might want to get a little charge out of you. So be very careful with this. Hopefully they're not using a masculine energy, or this, if you're the masculine, a feminine energy, you know, coming in with a mask, trying to wine and dine you just to get all the goods out of you, the information out of you. Okay. We have Capricorn. We have the rope in reverse. There is a Gemini or Sagittarius in your energy. So if you're dealing with a Capricorn, Capricorn could be getting out of a relationship with a Sagittarius or a Gemini person. If you are the Capricorn, you might have done releasing, like a cord cutting, or you may have let go of a job in communications or travel. Let's see, what else? Someone can no longer attach themselves to your energy, Capricorn. If you're dealing with a Capricorn, there was a Gemini or Sagittarius person. Perhaps I was trying to stay committed to them or stay attached to their status in some ways. Could have just been a friend, someone that they really care about. This person is very devoted to them, very committed to them. Yeah, there's a lot of love there. So, I don't know, this person has detached from that person, but that person truly loves them. But they're ready for you. That person is just, they're very dependent on them in some way. And them, I guess, separating from that was part of a water initiation, like having to deal with rejecting energy that they know isn't for them. The perfect gift for you, maybe perhaps they feel that them liberating themselves from this energy is a gift to you, that they're making healthy choices, that they're being wise with the Mr. Miyagi card here. They're making strategic decisions that are more these energies are more, they're doing things in a wiser way, a more mature way. They're trying to handle things better for you. So that's if you're dealing with the Capricorn energy. Capricorn, if this is you, this is what your person is trying to do now that they've separated from that energy. Okay, let's go into Aquarius. You have the dagger with Aquarius or Leo energies here. The 11th house. Oh, wait, this goes here. Sorry. So Aquarius, or if you're dealing with an Aquarius, they're keeping some kind of communication hidden. They're not, or some location of their environment hidden, something to do with their environment or communicating in their environment. Maybe, ooh, okay. Maybe there was some kind of fallout with an Aries. Maybe there was something to do with their environment not being in balance. Maybe it's just their neighborhood is out of whack. I say that because they're either unhappy with their job or their neighborhood. Aquarius, you could be dealing with a matter of not communicating your need for independence when it comes to your space and your surroundings, or when it comes to your job. Or Leo could be communicating this to you, that they need to be independent, that they need to go somewhere else, that they need to change their environment, that they need a new job. Somebody either wants to be independent, but they're not communicating it. Or somebody just wants like a little bit of freedom to do their own thing, but it's more to do with something is not balanced when it comes to their surroundings. They don't feel comfortable in their surroundings. It might not be that serious. It could simply be that they don't feel themselves in a certain space. Let's see if there's anything else we can add to that. Aquarius. Aquarius, your person could be an Aries. Maybe you work with this Aries, but you're not communicating, or they're not communicating with you, or maybe there's something off about it at this time. Page, half witch, half white lighter. You might just feel that like you've come into awareness of a new gift. You've come into whether you've come into your healing gifts or your magical gifts, whichever, your witch or your healer vibe, guide, spirit guide energy. It's made you feel a need for some space in your environment, or maybe a shift in your job. You've possibly come into contact with, maybe your person is a hybrid energy. Maybe your person is a healer, or maybe they are kind of like magical in their ways. But it's affecting, it's making you want to you're adapting. You're maybe adapting to, things have to change. Like your independence might be a little hindered in this connection because you have to kind of work together. I think what you don't want is negative vibes. You don't want to be drained. But it's your lucky day. You should be feeling lucky because it's tea time. Okay, someone's going to invite you to your special place. You're going to be invited to a special place, walking under a starlit night sky. Now, whether this is your person in a dream or in real life, inviting you and saying, come to our special place, you're going to get a lot of information, and you're going to feel very lucky, or you're going to feel really good, because you're going to get some insight about some negative vibes that you were being protected from, or you're being protected from, so you're not drained. And it could be because you're coming into these like gifts, or your person is coming into an awareness of developing their spiritual gifts more. But there is definitely, if they're being exited out of the job that they're in or the environment that they're in, it's because they're coming into these powers, and those energies were draining them anyway. They were negative. There could have been a lot of egoism or a lot of betrayal of, talking negative behind your back kind of stuff. Or this could be your person. Okay, so that's the energy for Aquarius. Ooh, okay, so here we go with Pisces. We have the candlestick and the lead pipe in the 12th house. Wait, this was like this. So let me turn it like this. We have the northwest direction. Cruel intentions. So if you're dealing with the Pisces, somewhere over the rainbow, sovereign, cruel intentions, northwest. So Pisces, you could be dealing with a connection that you could have severed ties with a relationship if you're a Pisces, or maybe your person, if they're a Pisces, it could have severed a connection in a relationship. They could have moved to the northwest, or they're planning to head to the northwest for a relationship. Maybe you live on the northwest side of things from where they are. They were dealing with someone that had cruel intentions, or you could have been dealing with someone with cruel intentions, and now wanting to be sovereign, meaning you severed ties to be alone, and just go, like, you want to go somewhere where you're happier, somewhere where the pot is gold. There's a Pisces going through an escape. They want to escape a situation. They severed ties. They just want to go, and they want to go into somewhere where they want to go fantasize. They want to escape. Somebody could be running. You could be dealing with a runner. Maybe you're the runner. Maybe you just want to escape this dynamic, this partnership, a certain dynamic with someone that had cruel intentions. Maybe you realized someone had cruel intentions toward you, and you just like severed ties. You disconnected spiritually from them. You moved up and moved. You moved up and left. Is how I hear it. And you're free. You're sovereign. Maybe you're about to meet a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Or maybe an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius can never forget you. They might be planning on taking a road trip, a flight, or a cruise, maybe to come see you, maybe because you up and left and planned and took a trip, or are planning on taking a trip. Maybe maybe I'm giving away your plan. Maybe you're finding out somebody has cruel intentions, and now you're like, F it, I'm going to be sovereign. I'm going to go somewhere over the rainbow where things are better. Like, I'm just not going to stay with this energy. Maybe you were dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sag that taught you a lesson you'll never forget. So maybe now you're planning a trip and you're moving back into the future. Like, in other words, maybe this person took you back to a space you don't want to be in, and now you're getting things together so that you can focus on your future. Maybe you're developing this life path 1 energy, independence. Perhaps you're dealing with a 1 energy. Maybe you were dealing with somebody that was very comfortable with being themselves, or vice versa, uncomfortable with being themselves, where the partnership kind of suffered, which is why you had to sever ties. Maybe it was a lesson in learning independence. Maybe this was someone that you felt was the only person you can talk to like this. Or maybe they felt like you were the only person that they can talk to. Maybe you severed ties with somebody that, like we said, negative, cruel intentions. Like, maybe they were really disrespectful, and you were like, what the hell am I doing here? Like, get the hell out of here. That's the truth. That's the truth. This person was always suspicious of you. You just felt they didn't understand you, perhaps. If you're the Pisces, or if you're dealing with the Pisces, this is what they were experiencing, where they could not trust to tell this person the truth, perhaps. Like they didn't feel that that person would understand these higher concepts that they were experiencing. Maybe that person was very attached and felt like, if I can't have you, I don't want nobody else. This could be also how your person feels about you. If they can't have you, they really don't want anybody else. Like they're liberating themselves because they have to have you. The east could be significant. So we did mention northwest, right? We said northwest. Maybe they are from the east. Maybe you're from the east and they want to take you northwest, or, you know, take that as you will. I feel like you're very determined and you're very focused now. Like, okay, there's a few that want to just escape the situation and just like go live like some fantasy. Okay, those are the ones that don't want to deal with it. The ones that are like, I went through this, I'm never going to go through this again, whatever that was. They're getting like very, you know, determined to notice whatever's out of place, and whatever, you know, they could come across as a little bit more paranoid or a little bit more anal retentive to some degree, but better to be looked at that way and be in an environment that you feel safe, or to be with somebody that you feel actually understands you, than to be on the defense all the time, or to feel like, you know, you're dealing with somebody with cruel intentions that doesn't even understand you or can handle the truth of what you're experiencing. So you're focused on the future. Sun goddess, Oshun. So you might be attracting, or this, if you're the feminine, this masculine feels your energy is the sun goddess, Oshun, very, very warm, very abundant, very productive, very rich in terms of your ability to create, to be a creator and nurturer. They do want to talk to you, Pisces, your person. Something about what the influencer said. And then we have the recruit. They feel like they were recruited by this person. 10 things I hate about you. That person with cruel intentions really was a despicable person to them. If you're dealing with a Pisces, and I'm sorry, if you're the Pisces, the person you were dealing with, that was very negative and had cruel intentions, they were recruiting. Somehow they were trying to recruit you for something. And they really did. They had a lot of hate. It's not personal with you, but it's just who they are, how they are. You can't love someone that doesn't love themselves. That's how they operate. So the fact that you may have given them the time of day because you felt compassion for them, they looked at it as you maybe were tolerating them because you were damaged. No. You had compassion for them because you saw that they were damaged, and then they were trying to screw you over. So when you realize this person is just not well, you left. You're moving forward. All right, so that's all, folks. That's the reading for today. I'll come back soon. Take care.